Good morning, everyone. Good morning, ma'am. So, we were learning about index number, right? So, we are going to continue the chapter, index number, and we'll do some typical examples today. We have already learned, we'll go through a quick revision for what we have already done. We have learned what is index number, then calculation of base year, right? Which of the two methods we'll learn for the base year? Fixed base method and chain base method. Then we learn about conversion of what? Fixed to chain and chain to fixed. Then we learned about the methods to find index number through Laspier's method, Paascher's method and Fisher's method. Okay, that we already did. And then we did about cost of living index. Cost of living index again can be found by two methods. Which were the two methods? Family budget method, yes, very good, and total expenditure method. Total expenditure method and family budget method were the two methods that we learned in the cost of living method, right? So these are the formulas, many formulas we learned. Okay, now we are continuing with the typical examples, which will be a mixture of everything. You have to just assume which formula to be applied in the sums, and then we'll continue doing it. Okay. Moving towards the first sum we are going to do today. Yeah. What's the question? Let's see. The price of wheat was rupees 1600 per quintal and it have increased to 1800 per quintal by the year 2015. Find the price index number of wheat for the year 2015 with the base year 2014. So we have price of wheat and 2 years are given. 2014 is given and 2015 is given. What is the price for 2014? Yes, the price for 2014 is 1600 and it have increased to 1800. You have to find the index number, right? What is the formula for index number? P1 upon P0 into 100. Index number, to calculate P1 by P0 into 100, we have to divide 1800 divided by 1600 into 100. What will be the answer? 112.5%. So we have to find the price relative index number. We have already found it. And the last step, it was written to interpret it, right? In every sum, remember to write the interpretation. In here, over it was specifically mentioned to write the interpretation, but usually you have to keep a habit of writing the interpretation. Okay, so interpretation, how we will write the interpretation? We have to write the percentage increase in price, and to write the percentage increase in price, we have to minus 100. So percentage increase will be 12.5%. This was a very simple sum, basic sum. We have to find index number. Index number, price have increase of wheat and price have increased from 1600 to 1800. Is it clear to everyone? Very simple example. Shall we move further? Yes. Moving towards the next example. Yes. The Laspier's index is 8 by 9 times the Fisher's index number. What is the question? Laspier's index number is 8 by 9 times Fisher's index number, and if the Fisher's index number is 180, find the Paascher's index number. So you can clearly see what we have. We have Laspier's, we have Paascher's and we have Fisher's, and whenever we have all three of them, we have only one formula, that is IF is equals to under root of IL into IP. Now see, what I will like to say you is whenever we have the short sums, first you write what is given in the question. This will make your job easy to find what is given, what you have to find. Okay, what was given? It was given that last year's, that is IL, right? Last year's index number is what? 8 by 9 times of what? Fisher's, that is IF, right? And IF, that is Fisher's index number, is how much? 180. This is what is given. This is what is given, and you have to find what? IP. This is the given part, okay? And looking at the given part, we can clearly assume that the formula to be applied over here will be under root of IL into IP. Okay, so what was given? IL is equals to 8 by 9 IF. Now, the value of IF is also given in the question. What is the value? 180. So, 8 by 9 will be multiplied by 180. When we multiplied 8 by 9 into 180, what is the calculation we get? 160. We get 160. So value of IL we got 160. Value of IF is already given as 180. And IL just we got as 160 into IP. Now, whenever the root is given on this side, and if we want to remove this root, what is the simple technique that we use? We have to transfer this root this side. What we will do? We will take the square. So, 180 will become square, and what will be left over here? 160 into IP. Is it clear to everyone? Now, what will be the next calculation? This 180 will be multiplied 2 times, right? 180 into 180. And if we do the cross multiplication, 160 will go down. It will go down. Here it will be 160. And what will be remaining? 202.5. When we divide 180 into 180 divided by 160, the answer that we get is 202.5. Now, you got the answer of IP, right? IL you have calculated what? 160. Just multiply 160 with 202.5 and take the root of it. What did you get? You got 180. That means IF, which was already given 180, is correct. This means the answer that you got of IP is correct. You are just cross-checking the answer by multiplying 202.5 with 160 and taking it the root of it. Is it clear to everyone? What is the formula of IF? IF is under root of IL into IP. Whenever all these three informations are given, IL, IF, IP, if two are given, we can easily find the third one. Is it clear? You have to just cross multiply, or you have to just shift your figures from here and there, and we can find it. Is it clear? But the formula we have to use is IF is equals to under root of IL into IP. Is it clear? Very good. Shall we move further? Okay, moving towards the next sum. Let's see the sum first, what it is given. The production of an item in the year 2015 has increased by 3 times the production of the base year. Find the production of the for the year 2015. Now, production have increased, they have told, but the production have increased by what number? It is given, it has increased by 3 times. By what number? But that it is not given. But we already know that if the base year is not given, what do we take the base year as? 100. Yes, the base year will be 100. So we have base year as 100, and current year, that is which year? 2015 is increased how many times? 3 times compared to that of the base year. Base year is 100 and it has increased 3 times. So what will be the increase? 300. So we have to find the total production for the year 2015. So total production for 2015 will be This is base year production and this current year production. Total production will be what? 400. Is it clear to everyone? Base year was, if it is given, if it is not given, if it is given, it is very good. If it is not given, what do we assume base year as? 100. We assume base year as 100. So 100 and the current year was 3 times of that of the base year. So we multiplied it by 3 and total production we had to find. So 100 plus 300, that will be 400. Is it clear to everyone? Yes? Very good. Moving towards the next example. This is a very important example. Why? Because these types of questions are usually asked in your board exam. And these types of question, you have to find the cost of living. I already explained you that if a family wants to sustain their lifestyle, they have to sustain the life purchasing, then they have to get the purchasing power. Okay, so if the purchasing power is increasing, then only they will be able to sustain their life, right? So whenever a person, suppose a person is earning 25,000 in the year 2020. Okay, so by the year 2025, same 25,000 he is earning. Will he be able to sustain same lifestyle? No, the person will not be able to sustain the same lifestyle. Why? Yes, there is a continuous increase in the prices, and as prices are going to increase, the purchasing power should also increase, right? And if the purchasing power should increase, the worker has to earn more income. Is it clear? So these types of example are usually asked in the board exam, and I would give a very simple trick to solve this type of question. See, base year salary will be given. Current year salary, you might have to find it, or it might be given sometime. Then you have to get the index number of the current year and the base year. Okay, so what a very simple trick you can do is, you have to first find a 3-column table. Okay, in this 3-column table, first will be year, the next column will be average monthly disposable income, and the last column will be cost of living index number. Okay, once you make this 3-column, what happens is, once you make this 3-column, it will be very easy for you. You have to just place the numbers and you can find the answer. Okay, let's start. We'll read the question again and we will go through it. Okay, we have to just fill the information. What happens is, sometimes the year is not mentioned. If the year is not mentioned, what you can do is, you can write the base year and the current year, and the table will be completed. If it is mentioned, write the year only. If it is not mentioned, you can write current year and base year. The average monthly disposable income of a middle class family for the year 2014. 2014, average monthly disposable income was 14,400, and if the cost of living index number for the year 2015, cost of living index means here, right? Cost of living index for the year 2015 have increased to 115 with the base year, then estimate the average monthly disposable income for the year 2015, right? Average monthly disposable income for 2014 was given. Cost of living index for the year 2015 was given, and cost of living average monthly disposable income of 2015 has to be found out. Now here there are 2 missing figures, right? We don't have cost of living index for the year, that is base year 2014, and I have repeated it so many times. If the base year index number is not given, what do we take? 100. Very good, very smart. We have to take 100 as the base year. Now 3 data. is given to you. Only one data has to be found. Simple trick, just cross multiply. Okay. What will we do? 14,400 will be multiplied by 115 and will be divided by 100, and we will get 16,560. Means the index number have increased from 100 to 115. Means the person, the middle class person whose we are calculating, his salary should also increase from 14,400 to 16,560 to sustain his life. Right? Now, if the question has given you the employer is offering him 16,000, will this 16,000 be sufficient? Yes or no? No. Why no? Because to sustain his life, he needs 16,560, and if the employer is offering only 16,000, it won't be sufficient. But if the employer is offering him 17,000, then of course, ज़्यादा मिले तो ना बोलना है क्या? No. If he is getting more amount, then it is very good. But if the employer is offering him less amount, this will not do. Okay, he will not be able to sustain his life. So here it is 14,400, and to sustain his life, he needs how much? He needs 16,560. Many question it is given already, get that the person is getting 16,000, and I also gave the example of 17,000. So what you can do is you have to assume that the figure is not given to you, and you just see the increase, and then we will see is he getting profit or it is getting loss. That means is he gaining something or is he losing something. Is it clear to everyone? Yes, we'll see that types of example also. For now, this example is understood to everyone? Yes. Moving towards the next example. Okay, the cost of living index number of the current year has increased to 180 from the base year 100, and if the average income of the workers has increased from 6,000 to 9,000, what should be the purchasing power and how much, and so and so. Again, which type of a question? Same type of a question. What we will do? We will make 3 columns. 3 columns will have 3 columns will have year, average monthly disposable income, and the last column will be cost of living index number. Okay? Okay. We'll start filling the data. Again, starting from the first thing, if the cost of living index number for the current year has increased to 180 from the base year 100. Okay, the year is not mentioned which year. If it is given, you can write the year, but it is not given. What we will write? We will write base year, and here we will write current year. Okay, fine. And it is told that the cost of living index has increased to 180 from 100. We already know if it is not given, we have to take 100 only. But in this question, it is already said that it is increased from 100 to 180. Clear? Then, if the average income of the worker has increased from 6,000 to 9,000. Now, can you see what did I say? We would have given 3 of the columns and one thing has to be found or something like that. Here, everything is given. Now, you might be confused what to find, right? So, let's read the question further. There is an increase and decrease in the purchasing power. So, you have to find, is there an increase or is there a decrease in the purchasing power? And if yes or no, what it is, that also we have to find. Now, this question says that the cost of living has increased. The cost to sustain his life have increased from 100 to 180. That means his salary, monthly income should also be increased, right? His salary has increased from 6,000 to 9,000. Now we have to see in this question, is this 9,000 sufficient to sustain or it is not sufficient to sustain? And for that we will assume as if this data is not given and put a question mark over here, so that whenever the data we will find, we will understand is it increase or it is decrease. So assume it is not given. What we will do? We will just cross multiply 6,000 into 180 will be divided by 100. What do we get? 10,800. Means to sustain his life, the person needs to increase his salary to 10,800, but the employer is offering him only rupees 9,000. Will it be sufficient? No, it won't be sufficient, because from 6,000 is if he is offering 9,000, but this 9,000 is not sufficient for him, because his income should increase to 10,800. Means how much more increase should be there? 10,800 minus 9,000, that is 1,800. Is it clear to everyone? Yes. Whenever all the data are given, just assume as if this data was not given to you. Just find the actual income it should be and see if here it would be 11,000, then would it be sufficient? Yes, because for his living he needs only 10,800, but the employer is offering him 11,000, then it's okay to him. He will accept the offer. Okay? Is it clear to everyone? Yes, very good. Yes, moving towards the next example. The wholesale price index number of a year 2015 and 16 are found to be 150.2 and 165.7 respectively. Find the rate of inflation using the index number for both the years. Now, rate of inflation. Rate of inflation, the formula for rate of inflation is equals to wholesale price index number of the current year minus wholesale price index number of the previous year divided by wholesale price index number of the previous year into 100. Now what I would like to tell you is this formula is also asked many times for 1 marks. So you have to remember this formula. Rate of inflation formula is asked for 1 mark. So what is the formula of rate of inflation? Wholesale price index, and you have to write the whole line. Okay, I have just written the short form. You have to write the whole line. Wholesale price index of the current year minus wholesale price index of the previous year divided by wholesale price index of the previous year into 100. Okay, so for current year wholesale price index was how much? 165.7 minus previous year index was 150.2 will be divided by 150.2 into 100. So the final answer we get is 10.32%. So rate of inflation is 10.32%. Whenever after point we read the figure, it cannot be 32. After point it is 32. So it is 10.32%. Is that clear to everyone? Rate of inflation formula. What is the formula? Wholesale price index of the current year minus wholesale price index of the divided by wholesale price index of the previous year into 100. Is it clear to everyone? Yes, very good. Yes, we'll see the next example. Okay, if the increase in the price relatives of the 3 items are 250%, 265% and 300% respectively, and the ratio of importance is given as 8:7:5. Find the general index number. Now, looking at this information, you have to first assume which formula to apply, because in this short sums what happens is all the formulas you have to correlate and then you have to assume which formula to apply. In general index number, I told you before also, when importance is given to you, when importance is given to you, you have to understand that it is weight. And this whole chapter we have learned only one weighted average formula, and that formula was sigma IW by sigma W. For calculating the sigma IW, I want W, and then I will calculate IW, right? So first I need I, then I need W, then I will be calculating IW. Okay, we have how many items? We have 3 items. Let's name them A, B, C. The first item have increased by 250%. When it is increased by 250%, many percent is how much? 100. It is increased to 50%. That means 100 plus 250, that is 350. The next one has increased 265. So 100 plus 265, that will be 365. And the last one is 300. So 100 plus 300, and that will be what? 400. So index number is also denoted as price relative. Okay, so if in the question price relative is given, you have to understand it is what? Index number. So we have found the index number. Okay, weight is given to you. How is the weight? 8:7:5. So weight will be 8:7:5. Okay, now for IW we have to multiply I with W, right? 350 into 8? 2,800. 365 into 7? 2,555. Okay, and 400 into 5 will be 2,000. For doing summation IW, we have to plus all the 3 figures. 2,800 plus 2,555 plus 2,000, and that will be 7,355. Okay, we got the total of sigma IW. General index number, the formula of general index number is equals to sigma IW by sigma W. Okay, sigma IW is what? 7,355, and sigma W is what? 20. It is 20. So 7,355 will be divided by 20, and we get general index number as 367.75. Now, whenever you write after point figures, you have to remember one thing. If you write 2 digit, the second digit has to be rounded off. If the number is like 367.754, then you will not round off. But all the numbers after 5 will be rounded off. If it was 756, then this 5 would have been turned into 6. Is it clear? And here it is 4. It is less than 5, so it will not change the second number. But if the third number is more than 5, then it will change the second number. Is it clear to everyone? Yes? Okay. So this is done. Shall we move further? Okay. Yes, again the cost of living index number have increased from 280 to 340, so and so, and increase of income is 13,500 to 14,750, and you have to see if there is gain or if there is loss. Now, as usually what we used to do, If the base year is not given, we used to take 100. But if it is given, don't do the mistake of taking it 100. Take what is given. This is the only example we are seeing that it is already given. The base year is given. If the base year is not given, then we take the index number of the base year as 100. But in this sum, the index number for the base year is given to you. It is provided to you. So you have to use it, whatever is given to you. Again, you will make 3 columns, and the 3 columns will be, the first will be year, average monthly disposable income, cost of living index number. Okay, year is given to you. Which are the years? No, the year is not given. Then what you will write? Base year and the current year. Okay, average monthly disposable income. First, the cost of living is given. It is increased from 280 to 340. 280 to 340. So 280 is for the base and 340 is for the current. Then income is increased to 13,000, from 13,500 to 14,750. So 13,500 was the base income, and it has increased to 14,750, and you have to find the gain or loss. To find the gain or loss, what we will do is, we will assume that this current year income is not given to us. We will just assume it is not given to us, and first we will find the income he should actually get. For doing it, what you will do? 13,500 will be multiplied by 340 and will be divided by 280. Just do the cross multiplication, and the income he should get is 16,392.86. In short, he has to get 16,393 as his current year income, but the employer is offering him only 14,750 rupees. Is this sufficient? No, it is not at all sufficient, because he is getting only 14,750. He should actually get 16,393. That means the increase that he is getting loss of how much? How much? 1,643. So this is his loss, because he should actually get 16,393, but the employer is offering him only 14,750, which is not sufficient to sustain his life, and he has getting a loss of amount 1,643. Is it clear to everyone? These steps of question are cleared, everyone. What you have to do? Simple. 3 columns, year, average monthly disposable income, and the last one will be cost of living index number. Cost of living index number, base year not given, take it as 100, but base year is given. Don't do the mistake of taking it 100. If the base year is given, take it. Is it clear to everyone? Yes? Okay. Yes, this is a very interesting example. Let's see. Here, what is given? The ratio of last year's and past year's index number is 4:5 and Fisher's index number is 150. Then find the past year's index number. While reading this question, what you understood? Last year's is given, past year's is given, Fisher's is given. Only one formula that clicks into my mind is IF is equals to under root of IL into IP. Yes, what did I say? For short sum, what trick to be used? What is given to you? That we will write first. What is given? It is given that last year's, that is IL, and the ratio of last year's is to past year's. Money last year's is to ratio of last year's is to past year's is how much? 4:5. This is given to you. And Fisher's index number, that is what? IF is how much? 150. IL is to IP, 4:5. IF is 150. You have to find last year's also. You have to find past year's also, because without it, it won't do. Okay. So this is a very, it is not so tough, but you have to think a little. See, when it is given last year's is to past year's, if I will just rewrite this as last year's by past year's is equals to 4 by 5. Am I correct or incorrect? We can write this way also. It is given is to, right? So I can write last year's IL divided by IP is equals to 4 by 5. I have just changed the form. I have not changed the meaning. I have just changed the form. Is it clear? Because why I have changed this? Because we have two unknown figures. We don't know last year's also. We don't know past year's also. And we have to find fissures. For finding fissures, at least two figures should be known to you. Yes, because the formula of fissures is what? IF is equals to IL into IP, and only IF is known to you. We don't have IL also, we don't have IP also. And if we have two unknown figures, better to make one unknown figure so that we can do the calculation. Okay, fine. So this form can also be written as IL by IP is equals to 4 by 5. Now, if I transfer this IP over here, then IL will be what? 4 by 5 IP. Okay. In this formula, IL is what? IL is 4 by 5 IP into one more IP is there over here. What is this? One more IP. Now see, we were having first two unknown figures. Now I have converted IL into IP. So we are having only one unknown figure. And IF was already given to you as 150. Is it clear? Okay, again the same trick we will use. If under root is given, if under root has to be transferred over this side, what to do? Square. So here it will be 150 square, and here what is left? Here we are left with 4 by 5. We have one IP and we have another IP. It will make IP into IP? IP square. This will be IP square. Is it clear? Now here we have 150. Just see the calculation over here. We have 150 two times. That means 150 into 150. This 4 by 5 which is having on the right hand side, if you want to transfer it into left hand side, what will it happen? It will get the reciprocal. 4 by 5 will be converted into 5 by 4. So here it will be 5 and it will be divided by what? Here only IP will remain a what? IP square. You have IP square, so IP square will be here. IP square. Okay? Yes, do the calculation. 150 into 150 into 5 by 4. What is the amount? It is 28,125, and that is IP square. Do you need IP square? No, we just need IP. You just need IP. So again, same trick. Here it is square. To transfer over this side, what will happen? Root. Very good. So here it will be root 28125, and this square shell has shifted over here. So here only IP is remaining. So answer of IP is 167.71. Understood everyone? The sum was very simple, but the trick you are not knowing how to use it, right? When is to is given, what you can do is you can divide it also and just do the calculation. IL by IP can also be written as IL by IP is equals to 4 by 5. This IP will go over this side, so we will have only one missing figure. Converting over here, we will have the IP figure, and finally IP is done. Now IP you have, IF you have, IL you can already easily find out. Is it clear to everyone? Here only IP was given in the question, but if IP and IL both are given, you can find it, right? Is it clear to everyone? Yes, this example is clear. Yes, let's move further. We have one last question to complete. Let's see. Yeah, the question is, if the proportion of an item is increased by 9 by 5 times of the year 2016 as compared to the base year, find the increase in production. This kind of a question I think we have already done, right? Production has to be increased. Production, we don't have the base year. Do we have the base year? No, the base year is not given. What will be the base year? Yes, the base year will be 100 and the current year production have increased how many times? 9 by 5 times compared to the base year. So 100 into 9 by 5 will be 180. We have to find the total production. Total production will be base year production plus the current year production, that is 100 plus 180, that is 280. We have to find the total production and the total production will be 280. So we are done with all the examples, I suppose. Okay, I really hope everyone understood the sums today. Yes, very good. Work hard. And I would like to tell you, keep practicing because statistics needs a lot of practice. So keep practicing. Thank you. Thank you so much.